Welcome everybody to the Patty Valenzuela podcast. We are so glad that you are joining us on this awesome week from wherever it is that you are watching or listening to us. We are so glad that you have tuned in. I am so excited for today's podcast, and I have been waiting for this podcast because I've got a special guest with me, and she's very dear to me. I met her maybe about a year ago. We're probably going on a little bit more than a year ago. And her name is Belinda. And she's here with me today. And she's here to share with us several things that I think is so key for our walk, for our life, for our health, in all kinds of aspects. And so I met Belinda about a year and a half ago, maybe a little less than, a little over a year. And I remember I was looking for somebody who would push me when it came to working out, when it came to, just pushing that limit in my life and helping me lose weight, making me feel better about myself. I had been doing CrossFit for so long, and I felt like my joints had been hurting. So when I was introduced to her, I was sold. And she's been such a big inspiration for my life, and she has been such an asset for my life. And truly, she's very special and dear to me. So I want to introduce to you Belinda. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So she's a trainer, guys, and she honestly has really, really changed my life. I feel better now that I am at this point in my life than I have ever been. And I've always been one to exercise. I've always been one to, go to the gym. I've never, ever been stagnant in my life. So I want to ask you so many questions, Belinda. I don't even know where to start. But thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I know that there's so many people that are watching right now that have so many questions as far as like exercise and health and, how do we take care of ourselves, and all those wonderful things. And so I want to share a little bit. I know you were sharing with me earlier how you got started in this, and you've always been one to exercising. And even like when we work out, you're truly an inspiration to me because I always tell people, and the audience has to know this, I always tell people, guys, you have to meet Belinda because Belinda's like me, but in exercise. And everybody's like, oh, that's rough, because I'm like raw like that. If people know me, I'm like that kind of, when it comes to the spiritual part, I'm like that warrior kind of girl that like, I grab something. And when I met you, it's like, oh, I love this girl. She's like me, in that aspect. And so you really pushed me, and you have pushed me to limits that honestly that I thought there's no way I can do that. So so from Monday, so let me just tell you the schedule. Monday is cycling. Tuesday, which cycling is just like, wow. It's so hard. Tuesday is weightlifting. Wednesday is cycling. Thursdays are kickboxing. And then Fridays is our step class. And so it is amazing. So I'm going to ask you, and you could just take it away. So the first question that I have for you is, what would motivate somebody to start exercising?
Well, maybe it could be a health issue. Maybe you went to your doctor and said, you know what, you need to start exercising a little bit more.
That's good.
It could be you want to feel more energetic throughout the day, especially if you have little ones, grandkids, nieces and nephews. Or maybe you just simply want to make a change in your life and feel better about yourself, and like I said, feel more energetic and feel good about yourself, not only on the outside but internally.
That's very
which is
good.
more important than.
That's very good. Do you think, Belinda, that people have a hard time getting up and doing it? I think once you do it,
yes, getting started.
That's
finding a gym or just
or you.
Or finding me. It's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Starting out is the hardest part.
That's so
because
true.
You're like, where do I start? What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I like?
Yeah.
Or you've gone to gyms and you're like, I like this. Or you go to the park and you're just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Or you start running and you're like, what time is it? I've only been running for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you got to find something that works for you, that you like.
That's very good. And also something that you had mentioned, and I loved what you said, because something that you always stress and you always say, don't make excuses.
Don't make excuses.
That there's always choices. I love that. I'm going to get you a t-shirt that says that because it's so true. I think that people will say they're tired.
Yeah. And because I mean, there's a lot of hours in the day that you could squeeze in that workout, whether it's in the morning, lunchtime.
That's good.
After you drop off your kids, you pick them up from school, make them dinner, you can go work out. I mean, there's no excuse.
That's so true. And then you said something to me. If your kids are at like a baseball practice.
Yeah, if they're at a baseball practice, soccer, instead of taking your chair to sit there, take your tennis shoes.
That's good.
Walk around the park, or get a couple of girlfriends and say, hey, girls, instead of sitting here, how about we walk?
That's good.
A light jog, or let's do some push-ups, jumping jacks, some planks,
That's
something.
so
Stay
good.
active.
That's very good. So get motivated, people. Okay, so I guess it goes hand in hand with this question, like, where do people start? Like, because I mean, I've always exercised, you've always exercised, and then, we found each other, and it's like the perfect combination. and so I'm looking at audience that maybe just go, I don't have a drive, or I've never exercised. How does somebody get started?
Well, first of all, you have to find for me, a convenient location. That's very important. So first you have to find out, like nowadays there's so many resources, like it's so much easier because you could go to Facebook, Instagram, or you could you search it up, comes out, you call. Some locations have a free trial. Maybe you could try it out for a week or so.
Yeah.
The Y has a free week
Oh,
trial.
they do?
So you could try it out for a week, and I mean, just and set it in your schedule, whether it's in the morning, lunchtime, or after you pick up the kids from school.
That's good.
And maybe you could find yourself a workout buddy, maybe your husband, a friend, a brother, a sister, even your teenage kids.
That's so true.
know?
That's so true. I think it's just like the point of it is to get started.
Yeah.
Don't just like think about it.
Don't think about it, because if you just think about it, if you just sit there and feel sorry for yourself, you're never going to get anywhere.
That is so true. So get started, people.
Yeah, get started.
Okay, so I have a question for you. How do you keep yourself disciplined and continue to do that exercise? How do you keep yourself so disciplined? What do you think that attributes to? How does somebody stay so disciplined?
Again, you got to find something that you like. So if it's spinning, hey, do spinning. And like I say all the time, the spinning shoes are like medicine to your feet.
That's so true.
If you're going to do spinning on 5 times a week, then get yourself the spinning shoes, because that's going to give you a better workout.
That's right.
Instead of your feet hurting.
Yeah, that's true.
Make that effort to buy those spinning shoes so you can get a better workout.
Yes.
Or if it's kickboxing, if it's running on the treadmill, or running outside, you got to find something you like. Not something like when you go to a party and you're like having a good time. No, something that you like, where you're like feeling like that workout, where you're feeling it like, oh, you know what? I'm getting a good workout. Like I feel it, and you're seeing results.
That's so true. Do you think a lot of it is mental for people, and they just don't know how to discipline themselves?
It is,
right?
It's mental.
And I think you have to tell yourself that you can,
yeah,
right?
because our bodies can do so much.
Yeah.
But the mind is really strong.
That is so
true. The mind's
true.
gonna tell you, you can do it. You can do it. I'm tired. But the body could do so much.
Yeah.
More than that. More than what we think.
One of the things that I admire about you that you've said to me, where you're not big on supplements.
No.
You're not. As a matter of fact, you've had people who were on medicine, and they're off medicine because of exercise.
Because of exercise, they're off the insulin. They're off their the high blood pressure.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's all because of exercise and because of their eating habits.
Wow. So we can actually make an excuse and say, hey, I'm sick, or I got diagnosed with such and such, and then not even get started because I'm sick.
Yeah.
But I think that will keep a person making excuses, as opposed to going, hey, wait, this exercise is actually going to help me.
Yeah.
It's not going to help, deter me from. It's going to help me.
It's going to help you.
That's so good.
You gotta look at it. You gotta look at it as a positive way, because if not, if you stay negative, then you're just gonna stay there, and you're never gonna get up and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
And challenge yourself. Always try to challenge yourself.
I love what you said to me earlier. You said the hardest part is starting.
The hardest part is starting now.
So what happens to your body? Like after a while, it's just like, hey, does it like pick up momentum? Or because I noticed that like even when I started your classes, I was like, there is no way.
Yeah.
There was a Saturday I remember, and I couldn't get up. Like I was, and then you said, well, just take some Tylenol. It was like, no big deal. You know, you're gonna be okay. And I thought I was gonna die, but you were like, no, just take some. And I did, and yeah, my body felt hot and everything. But then it's like your body is so amazing how we were created. Because I reached this point where it's like, no, I can do it. And then I kind of started believing in myself. Like it was like, I got this. You know, it's still hard, but because you never let us get to that place, of complacency. So I love that. Okay, here's the next question. What changes come because of fitness and because of exercise? What do you think will happen to somebody if they say, well, I didn't exercise, I'm going to start exercising? What kind of changes will they see all around, you know?
Well, first of all, it helps you to sleep better.
Oh, that's true.
It helps with depression.
Oh, that's true.
It helps with anxiety.
True.
It helps with ADHD.
Wow.
It helps with your mood swings.
Wow.
If you're going through menopause,
yes,
you know, all that, it helps. It brings so much. Like,
yes.
It helps you with so many things that
that's true.
you can imagine.
Wow.
And like I always say, it's not only physically, it's how you feel internally.
That's so true.
To me, that counts more than, yeah, you want to look good and everything, but internally, that counts more than just the physical part.
I love that. And something that we both commented on that I think is so key for us to understand, I was sharing with her how the spiritual and the physical are really, they correlate. They do, because I've seen it. Like when you get somebody to start exercising, it's almost like they become disciplined in all the other areas, right? So it has so many benefits.
Yeah, it does.
And I noticed it, like you said something when we're exercising, you're like, you know, just, you know, like if we're doing kickboxing, you're like, you know, beat it, you know, whatever that is, get it out right now.
Whatever it is that has you stressed out, just pretend it's out.
and then you almost feel like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. You know, so it has so many benefits. And I've seen myself, even myself, you do get happy. Yeah. You know, there's like a joy that comes from that.
Because you feel good and your blood flow is going. Like
that's good.
That's why I say the internal part is more important.
That is so good. That is so good. Okay, so tell me, how does it affect mentally?
Again, like that. It helps you sleep better.
That's
your
true.
Mood swings.
Do you think that it helps you even focus better?
It helps you focus at work. You know, it just, especially like if you work out in the morning.
Yeah.
And you wake up, say you go into work at 8.
Yeah.
Wake up at 5, get your workout in, drink your coffee, do your thing, take the kids to school.
Yeah.
And you feel energized throughout the day.
And then that benefits everybody because it's like you're happier.
Yeah,
you know,
you're happier. You're nicer at work.
That's so true. You become nicer.
Yeah, everybody starts liking you at work.
That is so true. It does, and I noticed that even in my own mental life, like in my own, like my mind, I just feel like I'm able to achieve things that, you know, because I set these goals for myself. You know, where it's like, no, you know, especially when you become so consistent in it. You know.
And like we have a Live Strong program at the Y, and it's for cancer survivors.
Wow.
So when they're on remission, it's a personal training, a one-on-one.
Wow.
And it's free for them for about 12 weeks. And it's free for their family members as well.
Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, the improvements, the changes you see, like with the weight training, like they can eat, some of them won't even be able to lift 2 pounds.
Wow.
But at the end of the session, they're lifting 8, 10 pounds.
Wow.
And to them, that's like a big accomplishment because they're like, I got cancer, like I got out of the way, and
wow.
Exercising is just another accomplishment for me.
That is so amazing. I love that. I love that. Okay, so here's a question for you. How do you push to continue and to keep growing when it comes to fitness? Like, how does one keep pushing themselves?
You gotta find that workout that keeps you going. So if you're running and you're just like, you know what, I'm not seeing results, or you know, this is too easy. Once you find it easy, okay, you need to step it up a notch. Once you're like, oh, I got this, like you do and you're like, okay, I really didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Well, then it's time to move up to
Push
the
it
next
up.
level. Push, push, push. Every day is a different day. Every day, give yourself that extra push.
I love that. And then even when we're exercising, you'll be like, you're already here.
Yeah, make it.
So then
count.
push yourself.
Yeah, push yourself.
Yeah.
Why waste time? You're at a gym to work out, to push yourself.
That's so
you
good.
know?
And do you think that pushing is building endurance?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's
definitely.
like what you couldn't do before, now you can do it. I love what you were expressing to me, where you were like, well, you couldn't do X, Y, Z, but now you're able to do this, you know? So I love that. I think that, to me, I think people have a hard time pushing. I think we become very complacent in society.
Or we get comfortable.
Yeah.
We get so comfortable to, oh, I'm good. I already went 2 times a week. No. Make it a point to go 5 times a week.
That's good.
You know? Don't just say, oh, I already went today and yesterday. And I've been eating good. No. You gotta put in that workout.
That's so
into
good.
your daily schedule every day.
That's so good. When I was in Alabama, somebody said, why? Why do you do what you do? And I thought that was an interesting question, because I think, like, I guess the why, we have to ask the why of why we're pushing. Like, why do you push?
Because I love to see people accomplish something that, so they've been here and they're here.
Yeah.
Like, I like to see that, oh, Belinda, you know what? I'm off my medication.
I love
or
that.
I could run 3 miles now. Or I could do 50 squats now without stopping.
Yeah.
Or I could do 3-minute planks. To me, that's like, I love it. Like, to me, this is a passion. Like, I love it.
That is awesome. And you see it, you see the passion in you. And like, I ask myself, why, you know, I'll be like in your classes and I'll be like, why, Patty? Why are you? Why did you get up and come to Belinda's class today? Answer that question. And I think the why, it is so key, because like for me, I think if I don't push, then I won't help other people come up.
Yeah.
You know, so the why for me is like, I feel like, and then if I become, you're a lid, right, for the people. So it's like, if I end up being stuck, everybody else is stuck. So part of my why is like, no, this is motivation for other people.
Yeah.
They can do it too,
Yes.
you know? So I think finding the why in people, right? You need to go, why? Well, maybe you're sick, or maybe the doctor gave you a diagnosis, right? You have high cholesterol.
It's different for everybody, and find that why and say, okay, I'm gonna do it for my kids. I'm gonna do it for my husband.
That's so
I'm
good.
gonna do it for myself, for God, because
Yeah.
God's not gonna tell you, you're not gonna be able to tell God, I want to lose 15 pounds. Can you help me? No, God's gonna tell you, like I told you before, Patty, I gave you Belinda. You didn't take advantage of that? Too bad.
That is so true. I love when you say that.
You gotta work for it. It's not gonna be given to you.
I love that. We need to talk about
Yeah.
that. Because people think like, well, you know, I have God. Yes, you have God, but I love that, because you're gonna have to get up in the morning.
Yeah, it has to come from you.
That's it. Nobody can do it for you.
Yeah, I could push you, but I can't do the workout for you.
That's so good.
Like, I could be yelling at you for a straight hour, but if
And
you're
you do.
But if you're just like, then you're not gonna get nothing out of it.
That is so.
You gotta
so
push that. You gotta be determined.
That's good. And setting goals for
Setting
yourself,
goals,
huh?
always setting goals for yourself. Like I said, if you did, when you started out doing 5 push-ups.
Yeah.
Hey, or you started off a week.
Yeah.
5 push-ups. Then the next week, start doing 8 push-ups, 10 push-ups.
That's good.
Always challenging yourself.
Why do you think people dwindle off? Like, you go to the gym, like my husband will say, you know, he'll be like, oh, it's January. Everybody's at the gym. So like, we're coming into, January's over today. So we're coming into February. Most people, they say, I don't know if you know the statistics, but like, people don't even last 3 months, not even 3 months nowadays. It's like January, everybody has all these resolutions. But you've said something to me that's really, really awesome. You said, because it becomes a lifestyle. It's a part of you. So I think, why do you think people dwindle off? Because it's not a part of them? They just set some unrealistic goals?
They set unrealistic goals, and they just, it's like a New Year's resolution. Once you're done with it, then that's it. I'm done. I'm done with working out. I don't want to work out anymore. Because the challenge is over. No, the challenge has to continue. And that's why I always, in spinning, I'll say it. In my class, there's no finish line. The finish line does not exist in
so
here.
good.
There's
no.
no finish line.
That's good.
So if you set yourself a finish line, that's when they stop.
Yeah.
In February, the gyms are dying down.
Yeah.
And that's how you gotta say to yourself, you know what? There's no finish line. I gotta keep going.
It's good.
And make it a lifestyle.
That's so good, a lifestyle. You know, and I gotta like maybe say this for people who maybe have not gotten the results that they wanted, and sometimes people just like, oh well, you know, I tried it, and they get discouraged. I mean, I want you to speak to people like that, because it's like, you know, they're just like, I already tried it. You know, I thought I was gonna lose 10 pounds, when it's like, but it took you a year to gain that.
Yes, the results are not gonna come up that quick. It's gonna, once you start working out, it's gonna take you. You're gonna start seeing results 2 to 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it also depends. You know, you're taking diet pills and all that. Of course, you're gonna see results quick.
It.
But once you're off the diet pills, what happens?
Gain it again.
It's like an accordion, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But you just you just gotta
motivate yourself, right? Yeah.
Motivate yourself and just.
I love that. I love that. So I'm going to ask you another question. How should a person exercise? Like 30 minutes. So kind of think of the audience from like they haven't started to some that are already starting. You know, how should a person start to exercise? Should it be 30 minutes? Should it be an hour with all these YouTube videos? You know, how should a person exercise to get the most out of their workout? What do you recommend?
So I recommend don't wear yourself out the first day that you go to the gym. If you try to say you're in kickboxing or spinning, step, whatever it is that you're doing, or running, you're running on the treadmill and you see someone running really, really fast, don't try to do what they're doing, because they've been building their endurance for quite a while.
That's very.
So once you start wanting to do what they're doing, you're gonna be drained and you're not gonna want to come back to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's what people do themselves. They want to do what other people do, or be at that level right away.
I see.
And that doesn't happen. It's baby steps. So you could start off with 30 minutes on the treadmill, or group exercising, or whatever it is that you like, whatever works for you, because everybody's different. So it could be, you could do 30 minutes of cardio, and then the last 15 minutes, so you could do weights. And if you don't know what to do, how to use the machines, there's always a trainer on hand. Hey, don't be embarrassed to ask for help.
That's good.
First of all, you gotta lose that gym fear, because if you have that gym fear, you're never gonna want to go
It's
back,
true.
you know.
It's true.
And don't get intimidated. With what people are wearing, you wear what works for you. If it's a t-shirt and warm-ups, wear what works for you.
Yeah.
Don't go out and buy the expensive tennis shoes. No.
Yeah.
Look to see what you like first.
Yeah.
And then start.
I love that, because you're like basically saying you do you.
Yeah. You do you.
And you know what I love about your classes is that we have like 80-year-olds in there. And so you always make it a point to go, everybody's at a different level.
Everybody's at a different level.
And I love that, because that gives everybody a place to be able to go, anybody can do it. Like, what do we have in there? Like 80-year-olds?
Yeah, 80-year-olds that are doing kickboxing.
Yeah.
Spinning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to, they motivate me.
Wow.
Honestly, they really motivate me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I have this lady or this man, 80-year-old, doing my class. To me, that's an honor for them to be doing my class, because it's like, wow, like, and they push at their own speed, but they push and they start and finish the class. That's so important.
That is so true.
Finish what you started.
And it goes back to like, there's no excuses.
Yeah, there's no excuses.
You'll be in the class and like Belinda will say, okay, this is the moderate, you know, moderation, you know, you do it in, or what, you know, a different alternative, right? Yeah, I love that. So there's no excuses, people.
There's no excuses. I mean, if you get tired, a lot of people go and sit down and they take their 10 minutes, just march it in place and come back when you're ready.
That is good. So I have a question. I think a lot of people want want an answer for this. How do you know it's time to change your routine?
Once you start feeling too comfortable.
Ah,
Once you start feeling like, I'm not feeling this workout anymore.
yeah,
I'm not feeling that burn. I'm not feeling that that extra.
Yeah.
You know, that when you're spinning and you feel that like
you're gonna
that
throw up.
adrenaline rush.
You're gonna throw up.
that and that adrenaline rush going through
Yeah.
your body. Once you stop feeling that, then it's time to make that change.
That's very good. Because I was running at one time and it was like, it's not. I don't feel
Yeah.
anything. I just my
Or
ankles
when
are.
you're just looking at the time.
Oh,
Oh, that's when it's
time to change your routine. All right. So here's a couple more questions. How should our eating habits be?
So, diets don't work. Okay. So,
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah, diets don't work. You just gotta eat a little bit of everything. Stay away from you gotta have carbs. A lot of people stay away from the carbs, but carbs give you energy. The healthy carbs, the good carbs.
Yes.
You know. So, you have to eat. You can't be starving yourself.
Yeah.
Because once you do that, then I mean, you gain even more weight.
That's so true.
So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack in between.
That's so true.
So
That's
you
so
could carry snacks in your purse. Could be almonds, dried fruit. There's so many things that are out there nowadays.
Yeah.
You know.
I love what you said to me. You said if you go hungry, then your body, goes into fat mode. I guess it starts to store it, right?
And all that just turns into fat.
Yeah. So as opposed to like you carry an apple
Yeah,
or something.
an orange or whatever.
Yeah, that's very good. All right, so I want you, and this is my last and final question, give advice to somebody who may want to quit at the middle of the year or, I have this magnet and I've lived by it for like, I don't know, maybe about 23 years. And my husband bought it for me. It's really big and it's on my refrigerator. And it says never, 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 never quit. So I want you to give advice to somebody who may be like, this is too hard. I want to quit, God never created us to quit.
Yeah.
So give us some advice.
So my advice is don't make it a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Don't at work, you know how they make those bets. Let's see who loses the most weight.
Oh.
So when they do that, they work out and then they stop.
Wow.
Keep going. You started. Why are you gonna stop something that you started that it took you hard work? Why just it's not
That's
throwing it in the
so
trash.
good. Mm-hmm.
Like, don't do that to yourself. Just keep going. You gotta make it part of your daily routine. Just like we wake up in the morning and go to work, it's the same thing. Because if we're not healthy, then we can't go to work.
Wow.
Right? So, I mean, if you're not healthy, then how are you going to get up to go to work? How are you going to get up to take your kids to school?
That's right. And I love what you said to me. You said you want to live long for your kids.
Yeah.
You got to think of the people around you.
Yeah. And you can't just leave it up to God. God gives you, He plants you.
Yeah.
He gives you
Yeah.
a lot of
Opportunities. Yeah.
and He gives them to you. And if you don't take it, then
Yeah.
He's
we
gonna
can
tell
go.
you.
Yeah, because we can go, hey, God,
Yeah.
can you help me lose weight?
Yeah.
And God's going, yeah. He puts all kinds of opportunities for us.
And don't just try to lose weight when you have a quinceañera or a sweet 16
Or
or,
you're
a
getting
wedding
married.
or getting married. That's why I say make
Yeah.
it part of daily routine. And you'll feel so much better. I guarantee you'll feel so much better.
Me too.
You'll sleep better. Your mood swings will be better.
So true.
Like, you'll feel so energized with your kids, at work,
Yeah.
and everything you do.
That's so true. And I think that with adding to that, I feel like oftentimes people's mind, maybe hasn't gotten to the place where, or their thought life, maybe you feel like you can't, but everybody can.
Yeah, everybody can. The key is not to feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you feel sorry for yourself, then you're gonna be like, why work out?
Yeah.
No, that it'll change you. I guarantee you, it'll change you if you give that. Because like I said, hardest part is starting out.
Yeah.
Finding that gym or finding what you like to do.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. Once you're there, keep going.
Yeah.
Make it part of your daily routine.
That's
just
very
like you
good.
get up to go to work.
I love that. And you want to keep going to work. You want to have,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to be healthy. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
the Bible tells us that this is the temple. You know, it's
Yes.
like we're a house
Yes.
for God's presence.
Exactly.
So we have to take care of our bodies. And if we don't take care of our bodies, then how are we going to be effective in anything? So I think I'm a true believer that even my eating habits, or even people that know me, that just like exercise to me is so key. Or if I travel, I have to exercise. That's like key, because it just requires so much energy and stuff. And I think we live in a society right now, in a world where everything's so easy.
Yes.
It's so easy.
Yeah, everything's handed.
Yes.
Everybody.
Drive through everything.
Yes.
And this isn't easy. But
And that's why I say,
Yeah.
life is hard, right?
Yeah.
So why should your workouts be easy?
I like that.
Your workouts should be just as hard,
I'm gonna get you another T-shirt like that. Life is hard, so why should your workouts
Yeah,
be
be
easy?
easy.
I
Yeah.
love that. So, yeah, that's gotta be your motto.
So that's when that comes into place.
Yeah.
Don't feel sorry for yourself,
Yeah.
because then you'll never be able to push yourself. So if you need that a personal trainer or a group fitness
Yeah.
program to help you give yourself that extra push, do it
Yeah.
and lose that gym fear.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, Belinda, for all the audience, where can they find you? Like, let's say they want, go to an actual gym, or if they want private lessons, where can people find you?
So usually I give all my classes at the Brenda YMCA, 2044 Traywood, or you could always call me at 915-274-3054 for personal training.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Belinda,
Thank you.
you've been amazing.
Thank you.
Truly, you guys, she really does an incredible job. I mean, to me, she's very admirable. And so I'm so glad to have had this podcast with her. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can hit the bell right there. And you'll get all our updates every single week when we upload a video. And again, you can pick up our copy of my book, The Passionate Pursuit, or any other ebooks that I have written. It is so good to be with you guys today. I encourage you, and I just pray that God would give you the courage, the stamina, the desire to get yourself up and going, whatever that is. Just like Belinda said, not making it an excuse, having no excuses, finding what you love, and then get yourself up and going. Listen, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So yes, you may have started really strong, but then you're, dwindling away. You've got to end strong. So again, thank you again for watching us. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Patty Valenzuela podcast. And until next time, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Belinda.
Thank you.